This TRP National Motocross Championship action is proudly brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, Thor Riding Apparel, and our associate sponsors. It's Terra Topia time, and heading into the northern regions, it's a northern regional joining up with the Nationals for the first time this year, and looking forward to a big field coming out to Terra Topia. We saw some action last week already, and the action here, of course, on this magnificent circuit is going to be thick and fast. And that's why the crowds have come out. They've come out in their droves. Lots of people coming out to watch National Motocross. It's fantastic to see, and the sport is definitely on the up. All thanks, of course, to our big sponsors, Prepsol. You've got Motul involved, and you've got all of our associate sponsors, along with the TRP group. Looking forward to bringing all this action to this big crowd. We kick things off with the 65cc class. Expect a battle at the front end between the youngsters that have really shown some prowess this season. Wyatt McGregor, Emmanuel Bacco, Vian Deploy, Baron Tatoy, and Jordan van Wyk. But of course, it is all about Luca Maynard, who has the red plate coming into this round. They're all going to try and catch him, pass him, and hopefully take that red plate away. The 15-second board changes to 5 seconds, and the revs are going to rise. The gates are going to drop, and we're heading down towards turn 1, through the Bridgestone straight in towards turn number 1. Who's going to have what it takes at the front end? Look at how they start to hustle out in the front end as they come through this new start section that's been created for this national. Rider down. Oh, that's a big one. Right over the bars, and unfortunately didn't get the number there, but the rider down looks like he's got back up again. Hopefully he can get back into this pack. But to come from the back of the field of nearly 35 riders is going to make it very, very difficult. Front end, have a look at this. It is Van Wyk trying to close down on the man who hole-shotted. That is the 199 of Vian Deploy. Deploy trying to get away from the field, but already some pressure being applied there by Baron Tatoy. And the championship leader there, 44 in the house, Luca Maynard. Inside line from Maynard, loses a little bit of ground there, and looks like he might have just been caught by Wyatt McGregor. Looks like there's going to be a fantastic battle at the front end. James Thompson comes through there, having a good ride so far, and looking forward to an opportunity of a top 10. And in the little mid-pack there, you can also see Liam Buerta and Seth Young. But at the front, it's a battle royal. There are 3 riders. Well, there's 2 of them now, but the third one is on his way, and he's not too far behind. So Deploy and Detoy going at it. Looks like they've dropped ever so slightly there, Jordan van Wyk. Rider down as well. Oh, no, that's a big, big pity there. 729. Joshua Williams goes down. Around his outside comes the 133 of Kasim Hassim. He makes his way past. Front, it's all about these 2 getting away. But here comes the leader of the championship. Luca Maynard looking to close down on Detoy and Deploy. Just behind them, you can see Emmanuel Bacco also starting to stow a little bit of late race pace here. Bacco could be a little thorn in the side here and spoil the day for the championship leader if he gets past him. We're going to have to see a top 3 here if we can. Look at the mid-pack though. Oh, there's just fights all the way through. It's fantastic to see. Neil van der Vyver starting to come in amongst some of those back markers. Remember, we do have regionals and national championship riders combined here today. That's why we've got such a big field of 65cc's. Oh, Meinhardt looks like he's in trouble. Bacco is coming, and Bacco means business. In fact, I think Bacco's got through. Yes, he has. Emmanuel Bacco's got to 3rd place. So the battle now for 2nd and 1st. Detoy and Deploy could have Emmanuel Bacco joining them shortly. Jordan van Wyk starting to close in on the back end of Luca Maynard. And you see Wyatt McGregor not too far behind that too. It's a super, super action that we're seeing between these guys. No holds barred here, as always. Liam Buerta not quite at the front end where he normally is. He'll be looking to get things a little bit closer, a little bit later in the season. But let's see what's going to happen now, as there's a possible change up for the lead here. Look how tight it is between these 2 youngsters for the lead. Moms and dads on the sideline shouting, giving the orders and telling these guys to get a move on. They're trying as hard as they can. I promise you they are. Absolutely amazing. 114 comes into sight as well. Good to see that. That's Damien Fenter and Scott Robinson fighting hard with Louis Mostert a bit further down the field. You see these youngsters just giving it everything they can. Oh, going down, trying too hard. The 65s will be caught tight eventually. This track has held up so nicely, but sometimes the 65cc wheels just take a little bit of strain later in the day. Still no worries at all at the front end though. It is Baron Tatoy leading things out. It looks like he's going to try and take the victory. Oh, and the rider down has caught another rider out. That's not what you want to be seeing. Tatoy trying to get away from Vian Deploy now. Can he do that? The 199 has only got a couple of laps and a couple of corners to sort this out. 3rd place is Bacco. 4th place is Maynard. Maynard won't be happy with 4th. He definitely needs to be in the top 3 if he wants to try and maintain the lead of this championship. Not easy to do when these 2 boys are going at it so hard and getting away from the 3rd and 4th place riders. They're coming in amongst some back markers now. That might help out Luca Maynard to close things down on Emmanuel Bacco. Bacco just up the road, you can see, not too far up the road there. 17 in the house once again, and right on his tail, it is Seth Young closing on Liam Buerta. Checkered flag is about to come out, and we're waiting to see if it's going to be Deploy or Detoy. Alfie Cox on the sideline, giving Trey Cox a bit of a run there as Timo Topfer goes at it with him side by side. Checkered flag is on standby. It is going to be the 101, giving them a 101 in motocross in 65s today. Byron Tatoy takes the win. Brilliant ride there from him. He eventually pulled away from Beyond Deploy and Emmanuel Bakker, but the overall result went to Emmanuel Bakker, which means he will take the lead of the championship ahead of Byron Tatoy and Luca Maynard, looking for an awesome round in Cape Town. Team at Terra Topia have done an incredible job, and you can see even in between the races they were just trying to get everything sorted out to keep the dust down. It got a little bit windier as we head into the MX1's first heat of the day. Caleb Tennant coming off a magnificent round in Bloemfontein, looking to do the same thing now once again in the MX1 class. He's going to be pushed hard though. Reynard looks good, and he's been firing all morning. Jaden Ashwell also showing a great turnaround this season. Look out for Tristan Purdon and David Goosen. Kieran Fitzgerald on the Red Bull KTM will be looking to get to the front end if he can. Gates are about to drop. The number 1 plate is Purdon. He's right in the mid-pack. But once again, it's the 444 that's going to go through on the... Oh, no, he's not. I thought he might get the whole shot. Caleb Tennant looks like he just got bedded there, and I think it's his teammate. Yes, no, it's not. It's Goosen. Goosen just squeezing out and getting through there on the Yamaha. It looked like it might have been the second of the Huskies, but it's actually David Goosen who's whole shotted there as this big pack of MX1 comes flying through. Goosen out front, trying to get away early on. How far ahead is he as they head down through the Pro Taper section and down into a very tricky off-camber EVS turn. Oh, look how tight it is between these guys coming through here. It's Tennant, then it's Reynard. Round his outside comes Kieran Fitzgerald. Here comes Matty Milan. There's Purdon, almost taking our camera out there. He got so close, up close and personal there with one of the Yamahas. The front is the Yamaha. Second place, it's the Husqvarna. And you can see trying to close down on that front end man. Reynard looking to close and get away. Around the outside, have a look at the Kawasaki coming into play once again. Absolutely awesome to see Nicholas Adams giving Kawasaki a bit of a run at the front end. On his tail, Jaden Ashwell. Ashwell looking to get ahead of the other 2 KTM riders on track. Look how hard he's pushing. Nearly got completely out of shape off that jump. And now heading across the start-finish line, you can see Kieran Fitzgerald is trying as hard as he can, but he's got Ashwell applying pressure, and he's got the Kawasaki getting away from him. Very difficult position to be in. Best position to be in is exactly where Goosen is right now, ahead of Tennant and pulling away through FMF. Reynard in 3rd, Kieran Fitzgerald is 4th, Adams 5. On their tail, look at that, it is the 211 of Jaden Ashwell. He's looking to catch the 21 out front, but he's got 5 bikes still to make up. Behind them looks like Ross Branch fighting there with Mlini and Tyson Engelbrecht just behind that. Look at how this man is just controlling things at the front. David Goosen does not want to lose ground again to Caleb Tennant. Tennant, remember, came from 2 wins in this class in Bloemfontein at the previous round. And he wants another one here today. Reynard would love a victory. So would the Kawasaki of Adams. I don't know if Adams has got what it takes to hang on for this entire 18 minutes and 1 lap. Make it very difficult at the end, and you can see just how hard these guys are having to work. Concentration levels are up. Fitness levels are right there. They're in the middle of the season. They're in the prime fitness right now. You cannot ask for better. And of course, they are going to take a little bit of strain being on the high felt. Oh, whoa, there's one. A little bit of strain from Purdon. He goes down all on his own. And that's a big mistake there that allows the 211 to close in on him. So Ashwell, sure, big change up there. I think we might be seeing a change up at the front. Yes, we do. Look at Tennant. Tennant goes on the inside looking for a way through. Has he been able to make it stick? No, they're still side by side. Tennant and Goosen. Oh, what a shot. Absolutely brilliant. Slow-mo of the 2 of them absolutely lit and flicking it pancake style over the big jumps down the river section. And it's eventually a move on the inside from Tennant, but no, here comes Goosen back at him. The 2 of them chopping and changing. This is brilliant stuff. This is what MX Nationals should be all about all the time. And it's every time you come and watch a Motocross National here at Terra Topia. We haven't seen this in a long time at Terra, so certainly whatever they've done to the track is working well. Still side by side and not deciding who wants to take the lead. Goosen wants to hang on to it for a little bit longer as they head down through Pro Taper. He hangs on only just though, because as they get down onto the braking bumps down into the Gurney turn, you can see it is Caleb Tennant who once passed badly. He's trying left, he's tried right, he can't find a way through. But there's definitely going to be an opportunity soon. The Q4 Fuels Husqvarna taking on the Tinswallow Yamaha as they come. Oh, look at that on the inside. Yo, what a move again. Almost carbon copy of the one he did in the previous lap, and this time gives a face full of roost to the man in 2nd place now, David Goosen. Goosen already under attack from Reynard. Reynard looking to go on the inside on that lights by linear KTM, and he gets ahead. So Reynard gets up ahead, and it looks like Goosen might be having some problems. Goosen has fallen back a little bit too much for my liking there. I wonder if there's an issue on the bike or possibly a little bit of problem there. We'll have to wait and see. That face full of roost wasn't nice, I can tell you that much. There you can see Matty Milan fighting hard, and Ashwell is right there with him. Purdon trying to get up into the top 5. So 444 out front, kind of what we saw all the way through the Bloemfontein round. And he's getting away from Reynard. Reynard hasn't got an answer. Problems for Matty Milan, his teammate though. Oh, that's a big one. Matty Milan has not had a good day here in the saddle, but hopefully we'll be able to turn it around by the time we get to Cape Town. Ashwell having a phenomenal run. Look at where he's got to. He's up there with Purdon, and they're closing in on the third place rider, and that'll be Kieran Fitzgerald. This is a brilliant run to the line, though, from Caleb Tennant, and another victory in the bag there for the Q4 Fuels Husqvarna. Second place, it's Lights Linear KTM, and look at the run to the line for third. Ashwell around the outside of the Yamaha and beating him out. What a run there from Jaden Ashwell. He comes through for third place, beating Tristan Purdon just to the line, and then we see Kieran Fitzgerald in fifth place. It's David Goosen, Ross Branch, and Nicholas Adams, your top 8. Join us after the break for some more action from the TRP Nationals. Welcome back to Terra Topia. Big crowd coming out here despite the cool conditions here. But there's no cool conditions on track. It's just been hot the whole day. Action about to step up now as the 125 high school class gets into the gates. And all these youngsters are looking to go at it once again in the Brat Pack. It's a welcome return for Cam Durrow after some international duties. Now he's back on South African soil and looking to just resume where he left off. Let's see if he's able to do anything about a highly competitive 125 field. Dalton Fenter certainly looking like he's got what it takes here this season. And in the front end, you can see there's 5 bikes that go into turn 1 through the cyclo jumps now. The very first time that these guys will go in anger through this new section. And out front, it looks like it might be Cam Durrow. He might have just got the whole shot. Just in the background, keep an eye out on Arnu Simon. Good start from him. 2 riders down. Oh, that's the 11 bike. That is Sean Mumba. Sean Mumba with a problem right from the word go. Big pressure there from Jean-Jacques. Calvin Jean-Jacques applying the pressure at the front end, and you can see he is looking for a way through, but it's actually Mark Carty who leads things at the moment. Carty's got the inside line. It is Cam Durrow trying to go around the outside, side by side with him, and I think Durrow might have just squeezed him out. Durrow and Carty were side by side. It's now Durrow ahead. Dalton Fenter's got through as well, and Carty's down to third. A 26 bike Miguel Duval, a little out of shape there, and allows a little opportunity to Calvin Jean-Jacques to come back at him. How's this? We had 3 bikes fighting for the lead. We've got 6 bikes fighting for the lead now, although Cam Durrow is already starting to get away at the front end. Dalton Fenter will have to keep him well within his sights. Remember, Justin Sangster is the championship leader, and we still haven't seen him yet. He's got to move up very quickly if he wants to maintain that red plate. Nice move here. That is a super effort there from the 7.5. Can he find a way up through 100%? Durrow getting away. Fenter in second. Carty under pressure now. You can see Carty is feeling the pressure on that Carty racing machine. Can he do anything about it? He's gone to 4th. So there's a move up there from Jean-Jacques to 3rd. Carty's down to 4. 24 starting to look for opportunities to get back if he can. He just lost his rhythm there ever so slightly. Behind them you can see Christian Saliers coming through and Regan Warsmith on the Lights Linear KTM. Down into the braking markers towards that gurney turn. You can see lots of people going down there, and the crowd have got down there purely to see how rutted this bottom section has got. There's about 3 or 4 lines there that you can use, and you can see Duval is trying to use one of them to get through on Carty. Coming through from the back end of the field, we've got to keep an eye on a couple of riders that could potentially spoil the day. One of them, as I mentioned, is Justin Sangster. Sangster's got to get through there. He's got to make up some ground now, so keep an eye out for that 51. It's coming in the background in a big way. And he's got to do some work if he wants to maintain that red plate. Look at Duval though. Duval applying massive pressure onto Carty. Carty onto the river section now. And almost like we saw in the MX-1s, 2 bikes in there at the same time, side by side, and whipping it through there. Duval on Jean-Jacques. Can he find a way? He goes on the high line up towards FMF. There's a move from Sangster. Can he find a way through? He has to go on the outside line, unfortunately, heading up through that FMF turn. Oh, Dalton Fenter with a massive look over his shoulder saying, right, where's the rest of this pack? Can I concentrate on closing down on Durrow? Remember, Cam Durrow's missed out on a couple of rounds, so there's potentially not a worry there for Dalton Fenter just yet. But if Durrow keeps going the way he's going and takes victories, he will become a threat at the end of the season. Duval, Jean-Jacques, Sangster, Carty. Behind them, you can see Arnu Simon. And oh, a little block pass attempted there. Didn't quite work out. And Davin Cocker is on the ground. That's not what you want to do. You've got to make those passes stick. Sangster's doing just that. He comes around the high side, heading through the finish line section, and he gets on the inside line for the bottom turn. Looks like he might have moved up to 4th place. Has Sangster got through? Let's have a look and see. Dalton Fenter is there in 2nd. There comes the battle. Oh, it's not quite there for Sangster. Remember, he's still got to catch Calvin Jean-Jacques and Miguel Duval. He's got through on Carty. Durrow getting away, though. It's not too far away, though. I thought he might get a bit further up the road from Dalton Fenter. Hasn't quite got there just yet. Further back, Arnie Simon continues his little fight. Nice to see this little fight out in the mid-pack as well. The 100 bike there of Devon Smith. Smith just hanging on for a possible top finish in the regionals, because remember, we have got them both here. 57, that is Jonathan Blom. Coming to the line though, Cam Durrow is going to hang on for the win. It's only just. Dalton Fenter kept him very honest. They come through for first and second. Justin Sangster eventually coming through there for third place, and that should be enough to maintain his lead in the championship. Durrow takes the win ahead of Sangster, and then it is Dalton Fenter overall, of course, in the 125 high school class.
I'm really happy to be back racing the South African Nationals, because I've been overseas for the past 2 rounds, so I've missed a few races. But yeah, it's good to be back racing with all the guys. It's really exciting, really fun. The track's amazing today, and yeah, it's going to be some good racing.
More good racing heading our way now with MX3s, and our elderly statesmen are good to go. 51 is the championship leader, and he's looking to maintain the lead in this championship as the 15-second board becomes a 5-second board. Those gates are about to drop. Out the gates, looks like it's a great start. Leonard Peterson in there as well, getting a super start, but it looks like Bircher might have got the whole shot. Bircher heads into the cycro section for the first time, and he might be leading things out as they head down to the bottom section through this new start area. Right on his tail, you can see the 5-6 bike of Calvin Gloucester. Local man also getting a great start, showing that he might just have a little bit of local knowledge here for an opportunity to get ahead. But it's Bircher, the man from Pinetown, who leads things out. You can see where Topless is and where Van den Berg is. Van den Berg not quite at the front where he needs to be. He's got a bit of pressure coming from Leonard Peterson just on his tail. As they head down through Pro Taper, the off-camber EVS turn. As they come through the... Oh, Ansley goes down. Mark Ansley has a big crash through that off-camber, and it's exactly what I expected through that turn all day long. Very difficult to make. Topless closing in on Bircher. The 56 bike of Gloucester still hanging in there, and then you can see the 51 eventually starting to make his way through. Then just behind them, it's Kevin Moran making a welcome return on the second gear store Kawasaki. Jonathan Hubbard in there as well, and Nanda Srigas. Oh, still down on the ground there. That's not exactly where Mark Ansley wanted to be as he headed down to EVS, but he rolls away, gets the bike taken off him, and looks like he's okay, but I don't think he's going to finish this heat. The heat at the front is definitely stepping up, and it is the Yamaha man who's got ahead. Topless now ahead of Bircher. Bircher into second place. No answer just yet for Topless. How far back are we going to look to find the man who's leading this championship? Look at where he's fighting. He's fighting for 3rd, 4th and 5th place with guys that are not normally in the national championship contenders. That is Leonard Peterson, Calvin Gloucester and Kevin Moran. Jonathan Hubbard just behind them. There's Ian Topless though, who's now opened up a decent lead over second place. And is Bircher going to be able to hang on to that second place? No, because look at where eventually Dierwold van den Berg has got to. He's found his way through that pack, fought his way up, and he's now looking for a second place ahead of Bircher. He's not going to get the first one. Number 1 plate is going to take that one. Ian Topless comes through for the win. Van den Berg eventually got through the pack and got up to second place, but he'll take the overall victory in the 30 to 39 class ahead of Peterson and Gloucester. Down in the 50s, it was all about Pierre Kutzer. Glenn Herman and Byron Lineker couldn't catch Ian Topless.
A good start. It wasn't quite the whole shot. Had a little battle with Bircher, but yeah, got a jumped in front of him, got out of the roost, and yeah, pulled away. It was a good race.
Welcome back to TRP National Motocross action here at Terra Topia. Big crowds are out in full force now, and we're waiting for the MX1s to come and join us for their second heat. But before we get into the gates, let's catch up with one of the top riders in that MX1 field, and that's Anthony Reynard.
Johannesburg. Yeah, I just wanted to try it. I had some friends trying it, and it's something that I clicked with right away, and I enjoyed it, and I wanted more. So yeah, I started at the age of 10, and here I'm 28, still going at it. For sure, going to the Motocross of Nations, part of the South Africa team last year in the UK. I think that's been one of the biggest highlights for me. I've got my own business, which is A Sports Distribution. I've got multiple brands that I import and distribute to bike stores. So when I'm off the bike, I'm in the office doing the 825 and obviously trying to find time to train in between. Other than that, I do a little bit of stunt work in commercials and movies and bikes, so that keeps me fairly busy as well. Motocross hero, Stefan Everts. In day-to-day life, my dad for sure. Within South Africa, Port Elizabeth.
Heat 2 action from MX1s. We've seen Caleb Tennant take a victory. Is that a sign? We saw he was untouchable at the third round in Bloemfontein. But there's a couple of riders now that want to change his luck. One of them is going to be his teammate, whose luck hasn't gone his way today, and that is Matty Milan. The Red Bull KTM rider, Kieran Fitzgerald, has certainly shown he's got what it takes. But that man hole-shotted, so the 21 of David Goosen could potentially be in with a shot of taking a victory here today. Let's see what happens when the gates drop. 15-second board is going to change to 5. The revs are going to pick up. We're going to go aerial material into turn number 1 through the Bridgestone Straight. And as they head into that first turn, oh, it is just absolute chaos. Who's going to come out in that chaos at the front end? It looks like Goosen might have got another great start as they come through, but a rider down. Oh, that's Caleb Tennant. Caleb Tennant has crashed out right in the start. Can you believe that? That's not what you want. Particularly heading into the final heat of the day. He's going to have to come right from the back of the field. We saw him get back up again. 21 is the man again who hole-shotted, so it is all about Goosen. Now, Goosen wants to try and control this race from the front like he did in the first one, but he doesn't want to be caught by any one of the other riders. The only rider who actually got to him and caused him some issues was Reynard, who's in second place now. And Reynard is having to fight a bit harder right now with Matty Milan and Tristan Purdon. Further back there, look at Tyson Engelbrecht and Ruben Okamp having a bit of a fight as they come over that motor jump. Reynard in second. Coming through there, Nicholas Adams, Jaden Ashwell, Kieran Fitzgerald. Still not getting the start he wants, that's for sure. He needs to be a bit higher up on that Red Bull KTM. But it's the Out of Africa Yamaha ahead now. And there's a move on the inside from Matty Milan. Getting through on Purdon. Husqvarna versus Yamaha. Adams on the Kawasaki, Astral on the KTM. All try to close down on the front man. 21 leads out and 23 tries to maintain second place. Forces Matty Milan wide as they come through this new S section. And Nicholas Adams under attack there from Jaden Ashwell through that EBS turn. They come across the start line now, and what a way to go. Can you believe this action? Look at the lines coming out of the different riders. Some of the guys using the inside line, some using the outside. Tristan Purdon found a hot line through there, absolutely lighting it up and closing in on Reynard. He's bringing along Adams and the Husqvarna of Matty Milan. Can you believe this action? We have got 4 manufacturers fighting at the front end. There's 2 Yamahas, there's a KTM, and of course there's the Husqvarna and the Kawasaki. Absolutely amazing stuff. This is exactly why we want the manufacturers to be checking out all the action here in National Motocross, because they're starting to become a big fight at the front between the manufacturers and the riders and the teams. Coming through that EBS, very off-camber turn now over Motel. It is a big move on here by Purdon. Purdon looking to use that inside line, trying to close down on his teammate. But the two of them now looking to go 1-2 here for the Out of Africa Yamaha team. Reynard looking to hang on for third. Can he keep Milan out? Well, Goosen can't keep out the teammates, and you can see it's now Purdon. Oh, look at that arm. Oh, a little bit of a sore arm there, I can tell you, from Caleb Tennant. Oh, Goosen's got back again. Two Yamahas fighting hard here. Who's going to have what it takes for this last lap? Look at Kieran Fitzgerald. He's made his way up and looking for a chance to possibly just maintain and survive here. He hasn't had a great second heat. He's been fighting hard there with Adams and with Ross Branch. But the two Yamahas have put on a show. And Goosen now trying to hang on for the last couple of turns to keep his teammate behind him. Matty Milan trying to close down on Reynard. Reynard's going to try and keep him out. Last lap, and a little mistake from Purdon down the back section has lost him some ground, so it's Goosen who eventually takes a comfortable win over his teammate there in second place. The Out of Africa boys showing us the way to go here, ahead of Anthony Reynard on the Lights by Linear KTM, Matty Milan and Jaden Ashwell, your top 5. The top 3 ending up on equal points, but eventually the man who crashed out hangs on to that red plate heading to Cape Town, Caleb Tennant. And what a show from the Yamaha boys.
Yeah, it was fun. The track was very rough. I gave everything I had just to make. I passed him actually, and then he got me back. And then in the second last lap, I almost got him, but I scrubbed too hard on the 2 jumps at the back and went off, and he passed me. But it was a fun race. My bike was awesome. I just want to thank all my sponsors: Monster Energy, Yamaha, Out of Africa, TRP, Fly. Everyone is helping me. Can't thank them enough. Thank you.
I'm chuffed, good to get on the podium, so thanks to everybody. Great racing between everybody today. Good ride with my teammate Tristan, and thanks to our Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha team and everybody involved, mechanics, suspension, Justin, everyone, my wife, just thank you. So I'm chuffed, and to be on the first step here with 3 of us on the same points, I don't know if that's ever happened in South African motocross, so very chuffed.
But are you chuffed?
I'm chuffed, as I did last time. Last time I was happy, now I'm chuffed.
We'll see you at Zone 7 on the 11th of August. For more TRP National Motocross action, proudly brought to you by Bridgestone Tyres. Thor Riding Apparel, and all our associate sponsors.